So, what I want to talk about tonight is the difference between outcomes and crumbs. The crumbs are all over my shirt. Hey, nothing but a crumb. My mom would say, "You're gonna grow up to be a crumb." I said, "Mom, I'm gonna be a piece of the toast. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be a crumb." So anyway, the difference between the process itself and the outcome, and whether we look at the process or the outcome, which part of the pie are we looking at? One of the things, we can cut this part out. Let me see. Okay, if we're dealing with the ends, if we're dealing with the result of pressing the buttons on the computer, for example, and saying, "I want to work out this program, I want to see this thing," we're not actually dealing with the process. When the process is trying to get to see the thing, like how do you do it, you know? So the internet, to an extent, has actually, it's not just the internet, it's technology. Technology has focused us more on the technology, of course, the how to press the buttons to achieve a certain end rather than trying to go through a process, a much longer process. Of course, technology is a process, you might say. And yes, you're right. Yes, technology is a process, but it's a much faster process. Technology has sped up human evolution and it has sped up human endeavor, if you will, what humans can do, our capacity to function. Technology has definitely accelerated it. So in that acceleration is a shift in thinking. It has to be, because thinking is part of, it's all connected, right? So we are thinking now more of the ends than we are of the means. And I know, they get back to that. I heard that, backs to that. Hey, Baxter was one of my best friends in high school, but we'll get back to that later. So, the progression of outcomes, if you have to focus on that, if you have to focus on the way things turn out, you don't really pay attention to what's going on. And that's where we are now. We don't realize how much technology controls us because we're focused on these incredible results. I mean, look at what I'm doing with you tonight. I mean, just talking like this. I'm watching these bubbles bounce around on my computer. I mean, it's just so beautiful. It is so, so beautiful. It really is. But we pay a price for it. I mean, not for those of, not, I mean, not that, for those of you who are much younger than me, the price for you is going to be less than apparent, unless, according to the normal curve distribution, you're out there on the outskirts now. For those of you out there on the outskirts now, you would be similar to me or to somebody else who didn't fit into this technological world that the humans are, the humans, we humans, I should say, are constructing. I'm not one of these people that has happy endings because I don't know what you can do about it, but it's really an interesting thing to think about. And I'm going to cut off for tonight. See you later. So, the outcome and process video, which I just watched, is a lot of babbling. But what I'm basically trying to say is that there are two aspects of life. To just for example, life. I mean, probably two aspects, at least two aspects to many things. Life is one of them, and one is the process of life itself, the journey, going from point A to point B. The other is the outcome. You get here. I'm here now. Getting the PhD, getting married, having sex, riding a bicycle, getting that job. Whatever goal you want. But the point is, there's also the journey of getting there, and this is similar to the ends and means, and the means justifies the ends justify the means type parable. So it's similar. So all I'm trying to say is ultimately the outcome for all of us is going to be death. Oh, Steve, how glad we are to hear this. Yeah, so Dr. Death strikes again. It is going to be death. So that's the ultimate outcome, and we have all these little outcomes in between. And the other kicker is we never know when death is coming. So it's the process, the journey. It really has got to be important. You have to enjoy. You have to embrace, and hopefully it's a good process. And it's not a good process for everybody. I mean, I'm glad I'm not in Syria right now, for example. I'm here sitting in Italy, in like a suburb of Rome, and I'm pretty happy. So I'm lucky, but not everybody's lucky. But anyway, regardless of that, whether you're lucky or not, you're in the journey. You're on the river. You're on the raft. And you got to deal with the present. It has to do with dealing with the present moment. That's what process and outcome is about. So ultimately, since there's one eventual outcome, I think process trumps the outcome. It's trying, it's the journey, it's the trip that's more important. I mean, again, it's two sides of the same coin. Sword cuts both ways. Cut, Steve. Okay, I'll see you later.